Hey everybody, this is another episode of Steven Inks, and my name is Steven. Today we're going to look at a pen that was actually sent to me by someone who watches videos from this channel. Dean, thank you so much for sending me the PenBBS 355, yet another of the pens from a brand that I love very much. How does this one stack up to the pens that I really enjoy from PenBBS, such as the 308 and the 456? Well, we're going to have a look at that, and we're going to do some drawings, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So let's get started. Okay, so here's the pen. As you can see, it's a little bit, let's see if I can get the light to catch some of that there. There's a little bit of a gleam to it. I don't know what this finish is called. It's definitely got some shimmer, and it's dark unless it's in the light. It says right there 355. This sort of sword-looking clip that's pretty typical PenBBS. There's the PenBBS logo right there, and yeah, it's very different form factor from the 456. I've got it right here, mine. And you can see this is definitely a lot kind of thicker and boxier, whereas this has a bit of a taper. Right around the center, I think the thickness is about the same, but you got this tapering on the end here, and on this side that makes it kind of look a little bit thinner. I think it's up to you what you think is good. I personally really like this 456. You can see a video about this pen on this channel, but I also like to switch it up from time to time. So this kind of chunky looking pen is pretty fun. Less chunky than, say, the Conklin All-American. Around the same feel, in my opinion, of the PenBBS 489, I think the number is, the one that's the touchdown filler that's unnecessarily complicated. I have that pen. Hopefully this will be a little bit more of an enjoyable experience in that one. Another video you can check out on my channel. Let's just open up the cap here. And by the way, this pen, if I haven't mentioned it already, was sent to me by Dean, a viewer of this channel. I really encourage you to check out Dean's Instagram. I'm going to link to it in the description of this video. Really cool stuff, especially the birch panels with the kind of fungal mushroom growth designs. Very cool, kind of Dr. Seuss meets the Edward Scissorhands guy. Oh my god, I can't believe I can't remember his name. Anyway, it'll come to me in a minute, and I'll shout it out at a random time. So, taking off this this section right here, you wouldn't normally do this because the pen doesn't actually fill through this way, but I want to point some things out. We've got an O-ring right there for sealing, and the pen, the nib comes out as well. This, by the way, another thanks to Dean, is an extra fine nib unit, which is pretty rare, but they do sell them, and you can buy the nib unit separately. I don't know if this was bought with the pen or if it was purchased separately, and I just was lucky enough to receive it. I'm really interested in checking that out. I do love PenBBS's fine nib, which is the standard nib it ships with, but you know how I'm quite an extra fine type of fellow, and this sounds exciting to me too. So once again, thank you, Dean. This is the body, and you can kind of see that there's a little bit of the device in there, but I like to give you guys a close-up look at it. What you do, the way that this works is you're going to twist this open, kind of like the blind cap on a 456. It feels that way until you get to this point. It draws all the way to the back. It's semi-translucent, but I don't think you'll be able to see. Maybe you can see a little bit of movement in there. You twist it. You can twist it until until it's on there, and then you twist it off and the little piece comes undone. That doesn't make sense what I'm saying, but I'm going to show you in a move that I definitely don't recommend that you do, but I'm a crazy person, and I do run a YouTube channel where this kind of stuff happens. So I'm going to take the world's oldest set of pliers, and this is a wrench. I'm a real man. Is this a wrench or pliers? I don't know. To make this a little bit safer, I'm going to pick this rubber band. These are both things that I stole from my dad, along with good looks and charm, of course. I am going to unscrew this section. If you'll notice, there's a little flat area. I think I can get that right there. You can see where it goes kind of flat. That's kind of where you want to focus the wrench, but just to keep it extra safe, I'm going to use this rubber band so I don't damage any part of the screw. And then, okay, a good twist and it comes loose. I'll put it right back how I found it later, I promise. All right. You can see there's a little hook design in here where the edge of the device is going to catch. And this is the piston. And you can see how that goes in there. So when you draw it up, when it's free, its suction pulls the ink from the bottle in, and then when you lock it, you should be able to, well, I don't think that it's going to be something that I can pull off this way, but oh yeah, here we go. And then you push this part back down, so then this shouldn't move, and then the ink stays and you can push the blind cap back in. Anyway, that's how that works. Again, don't do this to your pens. Let absolutely unhinged people on YouTube do it so you can see how it works, and then you can just take their word for it. So from here, we're going to put the rubber band back on, and then we're going to catch these threads. I don't know if the rubber band is actually that helpful. But better safe than sorry. Okay. If you'll notice, that's nice and it's back on there, sealed. Tim Burton. That's who I was going to say. Dr. Seuss and Tim Burton. Anyway, less any context I have left for that, please check out Dean's Instagram. It's cool stuff. Let's do some drawings. I've got to admit, I've got a sort of a greenish teal sort of color to this pen, and I don't have a lot of colors in that range as far as inks are concerned. So, you know, for this pen, I'm decided to go with something that I like that maybe doesn't match as well, and that's going to be this Private Reserve Electric DC Blue that I got for free with a purchase I made from the Goulet Pen Company way back at the beginning of the year. It's a nice little blue. You'll see it in a little bit. And I tried to pull my camera as far back as I could get it so that you could really see the mechanism in action. Little off-camera untwist of the bottle preserves the manliness. It's a little dry on the top there. Okay, this is a nice big full bottle, and I think it'll make a great opportunity for this fill. So, like I said, let's remove this piston. And then I'm going to twist it until I feel it. Right, okay, twist it this way, so it's going to be towards me. And the piston is engaged. Let me do that again. All right. Oh. This is coming loose. Like I said, I don't recommend you do things that I do on this channel. Okay, so here we go. We're going to pull it up from here. And I'm just going to do a double. I usually do this, yep, because there's some air bubbles. So I do a nice fill. I can see the ink went up to about there. And then something you'll notice about this pen, it's not my first time filling it. While I'm twisting it out of its spot, here we go, locked in. When I push it down, I do get some drips. So you got to have your bottle ready because there'll be some drips, which is, to be honest, not ideal because I do want the pen to be easy and convenient to fill. It's not a deal breaker for me with this one because look at how nice that looks and it's full of ink. But, you know, it's not as clean as something like the 456. PenBBS is notoriously atrocious with piston fillers, but this is an interesting filling system. It works, but then there's a couple of caveats. Anyway, let's do some lines. Okay, here we are with paper. This is the Muji notebook. I'm actually going to flip this around because you can see a little bit of the image of the line underneath. So we're trying out this. As soon as I get it to focus. This is the extra fine PenBBS 355 with an extra fine. What do these lines look like? Okay, nice. I can see that it's finer than the line of the 456 that I have that has the fine nib. And of course these nibs are all interchangeable. PenBBS system is really good about that. I like that this thing posts. It does post kind of top heavy, but it does post well enough that it feels secure on there. If you like a really big long pen, you should probably enjoy this. Let's have a look at these lines up close. This is what we're getting. So that's nice. For comparison, I do still have that 456 here. Let's just throw that in here. Okay, so it's not like a night and day difference, and I don't really feel like it should be, to be honest. But if you look at the two, you definitely see a difference in the line weights. So, you know, I'm happy with that. And I always like the PenBBS line weights anyway, so I wouldn't be sad if it wasn't that different at all. And it is very similar, but there's a difference. So here's my usual thing that I do. Just a reminder that keeping it simple is a great way to just relax and enjoy making art. So I don't do much to this right now. I just kind of do the thing that I always do. It feels good. It feels good to do something that I know how to do. This electric blue has a very nice, very bluey kind of blue feel to it. I don't know how this compares to, what's that Noodler's ink that everyone likes? Bay State Blue. But it is definitely easier to clean out of your pen than Bay State Blue, according to what I've heard. So if you're looking for a nice blue, this is Private Reserve DC Electric Blue. I'm assuming it's a Pen Show exclusive or something, which would be where the DC came from. But it's a pretty color, and I like my bottle. I'll probably go through it at a pretty decent pace, filling it from time to time. There are a couple of pen inks that I've had for a very long time that I am actually going to run out of soon. And the question is, do you buy a new ink, or do you get more of that thing that you know you already like, or even possibly maybe love? Do you love your inks? I love a few of mine, and I have sort of a professional relationship with some other ones. I don't know where my commitment is on DC Electric Blue, but I'd say it's a strong like. We're hanging out, we're talking, a little bit of hand holding, not much else. All right, so there's the shapes, and that's what the extra fine can do. And just because we do have PenBBS pens are usually pretty bad at this, but here's forward writing, and then if I flip it over, oh, it's actually pretty smooth. The reverse writing, and that is smooth. Of course, you can do a lot of work with your nibs to make the reverse writing smooth. I think reverse writing should be no reverse writing should be a deal breaker for a pen that you use for drawing, because there are times when you'll need something, like, for example, just like this little circle right here. If I decide that I need more lines, but I don't want to increase the value too much, so I just want texture, I need thinner lines. And I can get all of that with the same pen if I use something like this, or like a flexible pen. I don't really like flex pens. Come and get me, pen community. I don't like flex pens. What you gonna do about it? Anyway, yeah. How about some art advice? Have a good one today. Art advice. Stop, or don't start if you get to that place. Stop correcting people about your art. This is a hard-learned lesson for me, because people, you make a piece of artwork and people throw their interpretation into it, and they'll say something like, oh, this art is about me. And you want to say, no, it's not, and correct them. But I think you should stop doing that, because, first of all, people get upset when they find out that the artwork isn't about them. Second of all, you miss this really cool opportunity to look at your art from a perspective that you will never get the opportunity to look at it from again, which is the eyes of someone else. Someone looking at it and seeing how they perceive it from their worldview, from their experience, especially if it's a popular one and you're not sure why. I have some artwork that I've done that I have no idea why everyone loves it, and then I do something that's very personal that I really like, and nobody cares because they don't see it the way I see it. But I need the perspective of the people that are looking at my art. What do they see? What do you see? I will not tell you that you are wrong. Anyway, let's do some more drawing. Okay, so the purpose of this drawing, and maybe this is something you could try with your art friends or your non-art friends, could still be kind of fun, is I'm going to draw for these 2 postcards basically half a scene, and then I am mailing this to Dean with the hopes that Dean will complete the drawing and send it back, or not send it back to me, but show me a picture of the completed drawing. So I'm doing half, I'm setting up a scene, and then hopefully Dean will do the other half. We were actually going to do this collaboration way back when he sent me the pen originally, which was an embarrassingly long time ago, but the original drawings that I did got lost in the mail. So I am going to put an extra stamp on these, and I'm going to send them off as soon as possible. Dean, if you're listening to this, no pressure at all. I think you'll do something really cool, and if you do, send it to me. I'll post it on my community channel so that everyone can see it. I really liked designing these. As a matter of fact, this second one is a new design because I wanted to go with something a little more interesting, give sort of a set you up with something fun to do. So I hope you enjoyed that. I really did enjoy the extra fine pen. I think it gives it a little different quality that I don't find on the fines from PenBBS, even though I do like those pens as well. This is a point where I practiced like filling in large patches of ink. As you can see, the pen didn't really give me any trouble at all, despite being an extra fine nib. No complaints whatsoever. I like both of these nibs, both the fine, which is great, that I have in most of my PenBBS pens, and also this one. A lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this half of the drawing, and I hope that there's more to show later. For final thoughts, first of all, thank you so much, Dean, for sending me this pen. This was a really cool surprise, and if you do finish those postcards that I sent you, please send me a picture. I'd love to post it on my community channel or my Instagram, and it's a fun idea. I hope other people will try it too. As far as the pen itself, I'm a huge fan of the form factor, the feel, and the functionality of the pen, especially the extra fine nib. I highly encourage you to check out those nibs. You can order them separately if you already have a PenBBS pen, and you'll be able to swap them out by unscrewing them from the section and giving it a try. You might find that you like it just as much, if not better, than the fines that they normally ship with. Personally, I feel that both the fines and the extra fines are a really good commitment, a really good pen nib for drawing, for art, especially if your style kind of is close to what I make. So all those things are good. I'm not as excited about the filling mechanism compared to something like the 456 or just a typical no-nonsense cartridge converter fill like the 480 or the 308, which are two pens that I think are fantastic introductions to the PenBBS world. Overall, it's a win. It's a pen that I like. I'm having fun with it. I do kind of think that if I were to choose between the 355 or the 456 as far as something that fills with lots of ink, I'd probably still go with the 456, but since I already have one of those, the 355 fills a space in my heart that I did not know was empty. Anyway, that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to sharing another one with you in another couple of weeks, and please take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe to find out what is next for us. All right, take care. Tim Burton.